Do we have a total dismemberment of the steel structure, broken up and ready for loading and shipment? Indeed, most of the structure, most all of it, is outside the perimeter of each of the twin towers, broken up into handy 37.5-foot lengths, the core columns. Do we have a lateral ejection of the structural steel? Indeed, we have NFPA 921, again, the Guide for Fire and Explosion Investigation, suggesting that we should be looking for high-order damage. Blast pressure wave effects, the difference in pressure damaging high pressure at and behind the gas front, pressure front that is primarily responsible for damage. Well, these structural pieces, in fact, are shown to be freely flying, and the horizontal movement cannot be explained by floating away from the twin towers. Let's look at a couple of these sections as we proceed step by step through the frames of this video. Freely flying, laterally discharged, structural steel sections. What is the angle? Back 2, 3, forward 2, 3, back 2, 3, forward 2, 3. We'll be looking at that piece in detail with David Chandler coming up. But these are discharged 600 feet in every direction. How fast are they going? David?
One of my earliest impressions of the collapses of the Twin Towers was these were not falling buildings. From the very start, large structural elements appear to be thrown outward horizontally and very fast. The perimeter wall units consist of 3 14-inch box columns, 36 feet long, connected by 2 heavy spandrels. They weigh on the order of about 4 tons each. Throwing them horizontally would require a tremendous amount of energy. I started by identifying a number of large projectiles that appeared to be moving independently. This first piece was thrown westward from the North Tower and landed in the Winter Garden across the street. I measured its horizontal velocity to be 25 meters per second, or 56 miles per hour. I saw this javelin-like piece being thrown westward from the South Tower, racing ahead of the expanding cloud of debris. But the camera was moving a lot. I found the same piece on a more distant shot taken with a stationary camera, which simplified the measurement. Its horizontal velocity was 20 meters per second, or 45 miles per hour. This third chunk of material is being thrown northward from the North Tower and appears to be 1 or more wall units. Because it was recorded by a handheld camera, I had to first stabilize the image. Then I did the measurements from the stabilized version of the video. Final result, 35 meters per second, or 78 miles per hour.
David.
Okay, I think the speeds as we're seeing sort of speak for themselves. I'd like to comment on something else related to this. Notice the white smoke that's coming from these pieces that are flying. This is not burning timbers from a wooden building emitting smoke. This is steel material. And so what we have is, on all of these cases, many of these streamers, you see this voluminous white smoke being generated. And I think Niels Harrah will have something to say about that. But one of the byproducts of the thermite reaction is aluminum oxide, which comes off as a white smoke. And so I think what we're seeing is this reaction continuing on the steel members even as they're being thrown. So I just wanted to make that one extra point, besides obviously the tremendous energy it takes to throw these things. Okay, I want to make one more comment. That last piece that was going over 70 miles an hour appears to have maybe hit the building 7. It was flying to the north. When you talk about it, moving very fast, that's true. But this is about the mass of a truck going at highway speed. The building 7 was like the size of, it would occupy a football field. It's 100 meters side to side, and it would pretty much occupy the entire area of the football field. A building that's large, if you imagine a truck flying off of an overpass or something, crashing into the building, yeah, it's going to damage a few things near where the truck hits, but it's not going to severely compromise the building. So I think it's very overblown. the Twin Towers were hit by commercial airliners flying over 500 miles an hour. So it's a tremendous difference in energy of those impacts. And those airliners didn't knock down the buildings. It punched holes in them. And the buildings survived quite a long time after the impacts. So,
Thank you,
okay.
Dave.